We are closely following developments on Capitol Hill as the House prepares to vote on a bill to lift the debt ceiling.
Leaders from both parties have been spending the day whipping votes to try and get the bill across the finish line. Let's toss back over to Nikole Killion, who is there, it looks like, with Republican Congressman from South Dakota, Dusty Johnson. Hey there, Nikole.
That's right, Lana and Nikki. And Congressman, we want to thank you for being with us. Walk us through how you expect this vote to play out.
Well, we're going to start debate at about 7:15, I think, and there'll be robust debate. This bill is going to pass. A clear majority of the House is going to vote for it, but there, of course...
What gives you that confidence?
I've just talked to dozens of members, and frankly, there's a pretty aggressive whipping operation going on as well. The vast majority of Republican members understand that clawing back or saving $2 trillion is a big conservative win. And so I expect we'll start to vote at about maybe 8:30 or 9, and it won't be very long before we see that this passes out of the House and is headed to the Senate.
I mean, we've heard upwards of 30 Republicans could vote against this. I mean, can you afford those defections?
Oh, of course. I mean, keep in mind, with 222 Republicans, if we lose 30, that's still the overwhelming majority of Republicans understand saving $2 trillion, unlocking American energy, and putting Americans back to work is good news. There are clearly also some Democrats who support the deal that President Biden cut. They're not quite as excited about it as I am, but there will be votes to spare.
Obviously, there will also have to be a vote on the rule before it can move to that final vote. And there has been some chatter about whether Republicans are going to need Democratic support to do that. What are you hearing?
There might be a defection or two on the Republican side, but most members of Congress on either side...
Do you think Democrats should have to help with the rule?
We should not need to rely on Democrats to help on the rule. Most people understand that a rule vote is a procedural vote. For your viewers, a rule vote just basically allows debate on the floor to start. Most Republicans will vote with the Republicans. Most Democrats will vote with the Democrats, even if they feel differently about the underlying bill.
Even if this passes the House, you know, we have seen a divide among House Republicans. Certainly many members of the House Freedom Caucus have expressed concerns about the bill, concerns about the way that the Speaker has handled these negotiations. A short time ago, we heard from one of the lead negotiators, Congressman Garrett Graves, who said, you know, he feels that some members shouldn't have been bad-mouthing this deal before it was agreed to. So, you know, where does the Republican conference go from here?
The Republican conference is still highly unified. Listen, it's hard to get 222 people to agree on anything. And you're right, there might be 30 or 40 defections. But ultimately, Kevin McCarthy's stock is still trading as high today as it has in the last 5 months.
So you don't think his job is in jeopardy?
His job is not in jeopardy. And in fact, as of right now...
Even with some members calling for a motion to vacate?
Well, they've walked that back. To my knowledge, there's not a single member of Congress today who's actively calling for a motion to vacate. They've walked that back. You're going to have members of the Freedom Caucus vote for this package tonight. This is a package that is supported by a broad cross-section of the conference. That's why a motion to vacate is simply not in play.
And then also looking forward, are you all having any discussions with your Senate colleagues? Because we know the bill is headed there next.
Yeah, leadership has certainly been talking to Senate leadership. And Mitch McConnell has made it clear Kevin McCarthy was in the driver's seat, that it was going to be the Speaker and the President who were going to cut this deal, and that ultimately Senate Republicans were going to back the Speaker's play. That has continued to be the message by and large over in the Senate. The passage of the Senate is going to happen.
And so you don't expect any major changes to the bill once it goes over to the other chamber?
There are not going to be changes to the bill once it gets over to the Senate. That's how this town works. If you want the ball, if you go first, whether that's the Senate or the House, generally that means that you get to set the contours of the debate, and that the people who go second, listen, obviously they've got to do their job. They've got a constitutional duty to read the bill and understand it. But ultimately, this bill is going to pass both the House and the Senate and get signed into law by the President.
And then lastly, I just want to ask you, obviously we know the Congressional Budget Office just scored this bill within the last 24 hours. One of the things that it cited is that with this issue of work requirements, that it actually expands spending. I know Republicans' objective was to cut spending, so how do you square those two things?
Yeah, I don't agree that Republican objective was to cut spending. That is clearly true on the Fiscal Responsibility Act as a whole, but Republicans have tried to tell everybody, we don't like work requirements because they save money. We like work requirements because they're proven to work, they move people out of poverty, and they help grow this economy. So whether it saves a whole lot of money, as I think they will, or it doesn't, if it's more of a push, we still want to do this because this is how we get people out of poverty and into the workplace.
All right, Congressman Dusty Johnson, really appreciate you for joining us. Lana, Nikki, back to you.
Nikole Killion and Congressman Dusty Johnson, thank you.